evening and welcome to the stream. It is Friday once again, and therefore it is time for our little traditional thingy. Tonight we are going to be doing a little bit of Warframe, and that's because we thought about doing an extra stream last weekend, but it didn't really happen. So instead we decided to stream some today, because there's still a little bit of the event that is currently going left. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing tonight, plus a few other things. But I have Muxie here with me, so why don't we bring Moo in? Moo? Moo. Alright, so Moo ready?
Oh, mutagen mass popped up. 2 mutagen masses. Yep, 2 mutagen masses on Proteus Neptune. Let's see, what do we have it now? It's survival right now.
It's not too bad when it's an invasion, but still. Anyways, before we start off with that though, I was thinking of doing that mastery test. Or at least attempting it. We could also do some of the missions.
I mean, I could try out my mastery test, so...
we could do the catalyst and the melee ribbon so that we know what they are, and then do the masteries afterwards. I think it would be best to wait a moment.
Sure. I mean, we are not in a squad right now, so we could do the first, so we don't have to
Yeah, but I would like to wait a moment, just in case, like, give people a chance to show up and stuff. So, what do you want to start with, the defense or the survival?
Both are bad, so let's do the defense. Let me change loadout though.
I'm just going in my leveling frame, just because might as well.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to change into.
Everybody can be privy to the funny sounds.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Oh yeah, big news, we got Cora. I've been playing Cora a lot.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Oh, it's the rare thingy, so let's get it scanned. Oh, this reminds me of what is it called? The event one. You know, the event mission where we had to do this, where we were fighting the lynxes, or whatever they're called.
You mean the corpus robot event?
The elemental ones, the ones that are made from Warframes. Where we had to do 20 levels of that, and constantly getting the one that sucks your energy.
Yeah, that was fun. Good times, good times. Okay, you definitely feel this is not Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy? What?
Well, ground attacks can damage flying thingies, which is not possible in Final Fantasy.
Well, usually you knock them out of the sky. Well, you can deal damage.
Well, in Final Fantasy you just do no damage at all. I should play Final Fantasy more again. Best title
I've
9.
never played it.
I never finished one.
Considering what I've heard about those games, I'm not surprised.
They're quite long. Also, if you screw up on the thing, then yeah, you're screwed. Or if you don't, I mean, I had a friend once who played Final Fantasy VII. They were on CD 2 of 3 and spent like 100 hours on CD 1 and told me, yeah, the game is just so long, and
There's 20 oxym up here.
Yep, and I just looked at it because they also totally they couldn't continue because they didn't know what to do, and I played it and thought, okay, yes, to play you more or less spend 100 hours just leveling and then forgot what even the objective was at all.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Final Fantasy VII was honestly not that great. It's just the first Final Fantasy that ever came to the Western world.
I hear mixed things from everyone, so yeah.
I mean, it's a good
For
game,
me,
but
it's just confusing and a mess.
it's a good game.
My Warframe
Definitely a good game, but not what people hype so much about it. The hype is
Hi, Sean.
seriously 90% just hi, Sean.
Sean, is did someone say Final Fantasy?
Yes, we are talking about Final Fantasy by playing Warframe.
Oh, must be more. Because I don't really have much I can say about the topic. Yeah,
I mean, like I wanted to say is Final Fantasy VII was really just so hyped only because it's the first Final Fantasy that came to the Western world, so everyone was, oh my god, Final Fantasy, it's so awesome, and yeah, it's a good title, but not what people make it out of. Best title is still 9. Because you have a complete... You have the fairy race there. I completely forgot what they were called. Sadly, they get nearly extinct in the game.
Just a heads up, Sean, while you're here, just so you know, we're going to do the two, what is it called? Gift of the Lotus alerts. And then afterwards the plan is to do our mastery tests. Of course I'm the only one streaming. Rather, I am going to attempt my mastery test because I'm not confident that I will actually beat it. But I'm gonna try.
I won't do mine, I just want to try it first in the thingy.
I mean, chances are you can try and do yours in the time it takes me to do mine, so...
I mean, where that happens, I have to wait 24 hours. Kingdom Hearts is also really nice.
That one is even more of a headache to understand than Final Fantasy, though. Like, Final Fantasy, we have a president guy driving around in a car with his boyfriends, while occasionally hooking up with his girlfriend, who is a little clingy.
Which Final Fantasy part do you mean?
I don't know.
I mean, the problem with Kingdom Hearts is just they are so far off the original storyline that I don't even know anymore what happens. Also, the story is spread about 5 consoles, or so at least it feels like that.
Oh, there's a lot of titles like that. It's the same thing basically for the Zelda series. Like, I would really like to play all the Zelda games, but I'm not going to buy bloody 8 consoles to do it.
As the thing with Zelda is it's all Nintendo consoles. With Final
Yes,
Fantasy you have
and
Sony consoles,
that would be
you have
great
Nintendo
if they
consoles.
bothered to do something like backwards compatibility. Code word. But
I
they don't
mean,
care.
I think I even have some emulators for Zelda.
Not really that we need the change, but it speeds things up.
But I mean, I don't think there's any other way to play Zelda than with emulators unless you happen to have the original game and a relevant
It
console.
depends on the version. Like, for instance, Ocarina of Time got a re-release on, I think, the 3DS. But I don't have a 3DS because why buy a console for like 2 games?
With Kingdom Hearts, it's more or less. I like the game, I like the character because the characters are really nice, but I can't be asked to buy more consoles just to play it, and also the storyline is so far off now that I don't even know what's going on.
I've been enjoying watching your Zelda playthrough. I haven't been able to catch it all though, but the parts that I have been able to catch.
Also, when I ever stream Shovel Knight, I really need you on voice because it's half the fun.
Half the fun is my heart attacks.
I mean, I don't do them on purpose, but they are kinda fun.
Like, I've been playing Shovel Knight and Plague Knight, and Moo has been playing that as well. And while Moo is playing, I've been watching, and that results in a lot of moments where I'm having a heart attack and Moo is just having fun listening to me having a heart attack.
And not really Papa having a heart attack, but more like I still did it, even though Papa didn't believe in me, more or less. Which is 99% luck and also 1% RNG.
Okay, do we believe that Booba has any chance of surviving the survival mission?
Maybe.
I'm not sure it does, but I'm tempted to take it there anyway, just to get experience. So we'll see.
Let me change another, check another thing though. Papa took 100% of all damage.
Clumsy Papa.
No, we're just cheating. Okay, with that rhythm mod, I'm at my maximum again, so I will probably not be able to do sorties after.
Are you at the maximum or the nagging maximum?
I have 17 of 18.
Okay, so you're not at the nagging maximum yet. And you
Yes,
will
but
still be able to do sorties until you are at 19 of 18. Like you can go one over the maximum, but then like constantly whenever you load in from a mission, it will say, "Oh, you don't have space. Either dissolve or buy or do things." The reasons why they do that is that the Riven mods are randomly generated. And when you have something that is randomly generated, like if you just had a normal mod, you could just give it a code and say, here, that code references these stats. But when you have something that's completely randomly generated, then you have to store all that data for every one of those mods, for every person. So that puts a real strain on the server and how many you can actually have. Like, compared to how many players you have, how many accounts that you have, how many each account can have before everything breaks. So that's basically why we're limited in the amount. Basically hardware issues.
Keep the enemy busy. Fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for supplies. Ready? Trigger the alarm.
They'll have plenty of robotics. Corpus never fight for themselves.
Oh, Warframe.
They've turned off critical life support systems. I suspected they might try this.
Also,
Stand by for
huge
support. The
Gas
first life
City
support
update
capsule has
coming
arrived.
tomorrow.
Activate.
Well, not tomorrow.
Supply is low.
In the main line. Soon TM.
I mean, they probably do that next. Yeah, okay, I mean, they are pretty done with this, so I think probably coming soon-ish. Like, not big ship soonish, but soonish.
Well, it sounds like it's coming in a couple of weeks, basically.
I mean, they are pretty much done. They just need to polish a little.
Well, it's looking really good.
Tenno.
I need to pick up a mod.
Support.
Well, there's a good chance you will. I help.
Hooray! Good copper.
Another life capsule is now available.
Maybe watch the death stream before starting to play.
Yep.
This
I'm
time
trying to do
Rebecca
that.
found the poop much earlier.
A couple of poopy moments, though.
I like George a lot. Very ambitious guy.
Yeah. Rough.
Get ready for a capsule.
Okay, Zid must have heard enough to kill him.
Since he died.
Yep, he died from me punching his pelvis. So that must have hurt a lot.
Oh, pointy. Also standing in blue
Additional
field
life
of
support has
death.
arrived.
It means soon. Soon as in soon, but not soon enough to actually want to give a date.
Also, the reward update will come in the mainline update.
Oh yes, daily rewards.
Yeah. If you over 50,000, over 10,
Still.
over 1,000 logins, then every 50 logins after
Life
enter
support on the
1,000,
way.
you get something like 50,000 kuva.
Seconds left.
How far is Papa away from
Oh.
that?
I can get some. I'm still a good while from 9,000.
Life support. has been
1,000 only.
Yeah, 1,000. I'm still a long way from that.
How many days has Papa?
Less than
I've
500.
delivered another life support capsule.
We should watch out.
That should keep you going for a while.
Or for some reason I have literally 0 energy.
Yeah, there's probably a sapper somewhere. Ow. That hurt.
Also we have physics barrels. Or we get physics barrels.
Yeah, one physics barrel.
Yeah, the physics barrel.
Just
If you
one.
break it, it's gone forever. Like it will never, ever spawn again, ever, at all. You broke it.
Oh, you bastard.
Life support incoming.
He overrun.
Yep, I think there's possibly another one. I'm not sure, I didn't really pay attention. Need to grab some more life support. Just need to get to the life support because it's not here. So, Moose, stay
I've
alive.
delivered another life support capsule. Life support activated.
Okay, should probably go out of the blue field of death.
Yeah,
Life support has been replenished.
should also move closer to the life support.
Attack us, and we will counter.
I mean, I'm using an unleveled or ungilded saw, so it is modded, but there's a limit to how much you can mod an ungilded saw because you can't apply a potato to an ungilded saw. So you kind of have to chuck through this. So it's a little underpowered at the moment. You stand still. There we go.
Get ready for a capsule. Additional life support has arrived.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the room with the last life supports.
Okay.
Just because I think we're gonna need to trigger them.
Ha.
Ow.
That should keep you going for a while. Life support activated. Life support incoming.
But yeah, just like the infested, the corpus does have energy drainers. I'm not sure which of the enemies it is though, but they exist.
Life support capsule is now available.
Stop breaking my chains. Is Mo going back after the life support, or what is Mo doing?
No, it's just trying to kill people.
Okay.
Transference still holding.
When you need it,
Okay, we can
extraction is
go.
ready. The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work.
Oh yeah, big bugger. Oh, there's a frame fighter fragment. I don't know if Mo already has it though. I've marked it.
I don't see
Already
anything.
have it.
Yep.
Critical life support levels. Extraction is your best option.
Woo, melee ribbon.
Whee! Only 2 more ranks and we're finally done with Rhino.
Aww.
Then I can put up level another fun frame like Frost or Korra.
Oh, stupid sexy Nesha. Oh, I'm full on ribbons. I'll purchase some capacity.
I did that too.
Alright, let's see what the ribbon actually is. And also Pet Papa. Alright. Find 2 caches without taking damage.
I have Rhino Prime,
Doable.
Nesha, Frost, Korra, and Nyx Prime.
Cora's good. I have a feeling Moo will not like her as much as Papa does, but that's not bad.
Did you fuse your mods, operator? Did they anger you in some way?
Get 3 headshot kills in a single aim glide. Okay, that's not one for me.
3 headshot kills in a single aim glide. I mean, you can do it with Sapphire.
Or I just give it to Papa.
I wonder if it counts. I should do. But it's a little difficult still. I'll figure out a way to do it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Needed to change. I needed to make a decision on a weapon.
Mo goes to relay, and he's partying.
Okay.
But before doing that, pepping Papa.
remember the old war, Operator? Orders seems to have misplaced those memories.
You don't have a reach on you. So I don't think that'll be the wisest choice, even though I do like that weapon. Levantine is not fully
If I may say,
built.
Operator,
Still
your
has an
chosen
open
Warframe
slot.
suits you. Ha ha.
So let's bring out an oldie, I think. Could also bring... I could bring Rita Waller.
New alert marked on navigation, Tenno.
But I think it might be a better idea to bring...
Bring Lou.
But it's dangerous.
Perhaps.
To bring Thea. Just because Thea is probably one of my most
Yay,
powerful
waterfall guy!
swords. But still. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the mastery test. And I'm not doing this smart. Like, if you wanted to do it smart, you'd bring something that is like overpowered and stuff. And I'm not. I'm bringing stuff that will make it fun.
Overpowered like
Rhino that makes you invulnerable, that sort of thing. So my experience with this test has been there's basically two ways it goes. Either you get by without losing a single life, or you lose all your life in the first round and then you're just done. But
overpowered like Loki, because nothing is more powerful than Piss Vision.
But it's Mastery 22, which is a what is it called? Basically Rathum on crack. It was how I described it. You fight 3 rounds of Rathum Executioners, the same executioners you fight in Rathum. Except unlike Rathum, where you're only fighting like 3 and you're also in a group, here you're fighting 6 at once and you're solo. First round is going to be a speed boost. Second round is going to be health drain. Vampire mode basically. So every time you hit someone you get health back, every second you lose health. And then there's the last round, which is scaling enemies, which makes them even more of an ass. So let's try.
And bumps.
You have proven your skills with weapons, Tenno. But what of your
And
endurance?
bumped it.
Can you
Oh,
survive this onslaught?
was it a serious try?
Yep. Well, I'll do it tomorrow.
And I'm not using my ranged, by the way. I just don't want to change that. Okay, I don't want to fight you, actually. Ow.
Oh, this one has a portal.
Damn it, you were a copy. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Damn it, still a copy. Okay. Round 1.
Whee!
Health drain. Okay. Oh. Oh, oh, bugger. Too much damage. Damn it, they've frozen me. I don't want to be frozen. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. I just need one more. Ah, bugger. Someone got me with magnetic. Whew. Scaling enemies. Oh, that's not right. No! Bumps. Last life. Ah, you bastards. Oh! Ah, these bloody mines. God! Yes! My slash frog got him while I was knocked down.
This test is now complete.
Nice. I am dragon.
Yay! Dragon or the room?
Dragon.
Dragon.
That is not an easy test. That's probably the hardest test I've been in. It would not be as hard if I, for instance, used my bloody strun, but I wanted the challenge of doing it. Like, I could go in with weapons that would give me health. I didn't find that funny, so I went in as Cora, where basically in order to win I have to use my abilities. And for some reason, Venari doesn't really function the best in that environment, because when I ask her to heal me, she eventually just sits on her ass and doesn't do anything. So, yeah. But yeah, like my strun could do it.
On navigation, Tenno.
That would not be a problem because they're Grineer, so they are. They're not. Like, the main defense is their armor, and
Operator, the
well,
system reads you.
my
Will you
strun
begin another mission?
is a little mean. You can see that's a lot of damage. Basically, I have this ribbon. You notice it's not re-rolled. This is how I got it. It gives 101.3% status chance, which means that I only need a single 60/60 status mod to bring it to 100%. Normally you would need 3. So because I only need 1, I can use Prime Charge Shell, which came out not long ago. Actually, I think it was last Barrow arrival, which allows me to get a really large amount of corrosive. And because it is 100%, that means that this is a 10 pellet shotgun with 120, 180% multi-shot, which means it shoots on average 28 bullets or pellets, each of which will always proc a status, because the only way a shotgun can have 100% status is because, well, from the beginning, a shotgun, the status that you see on a shotgun is actually the chance that a pellet will proc a status. So if it is anything below 100, that is for instance 99% chance that at least one pellet, it's the same thing for any type of multi-shot, will trigger a status. But because of that logic, the only way that you could achieve 100% chance that every pellet, or that 100% chance that a pellet would trigger a status effect, is if all the pellets has 100% chance to trigger a status effect. So that means that if you discount multi-shot, it's still 100%. So that means multi-shot doesn't do anything to the status chance. So essentially it shoots 28 pellets, which all will proc a status, which is distributed amongst these. So that's fairly evil. So this would rip them apart. A normal strun could do it as well, but it would not be as powerful. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have fun.
Fun! Fun, 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 fun.
I mean, when I was practicing, I used Gridevoller here. And that worked. No, not Gridevoller, actually. I used Vanagander, which is this one. And that worked. I won several rounds. I also lost some rounds. You can see here I was very close to losing. But the problem, as I said, this one here,
If I may say,
I found that the
your
lack
chosen
of
Warframe
reach really
suits
hurt
you.
me. So I wanted to make sure to bring something with reach. And because this, which isn't a meta saw, like was struggling a little, I decided to go with Thea because Thea is a metasaur. And yeah, so for this mastery, I'd definitely say bring a good weapon, but I would still say have fun. We're gonna need this build because we are going to do the event, aren't we, Mo? I'm asking Mo a question. I'm asking Mo a question and Mo's just being silent again.
What did you ask?
I said, because we are going to do the event, aren't we, Mo? Silence.
I will. I was busy.
Are you back in Lander?
I'm in Cetus
Okay.
on 1-1.
I'm not sure I can get to 1-1, but I'll try.
It was calm when I
Yeah, it's busy now.
I made it busy.
But that actually means since I'm 22 now, I have another loadout slot that I can use for something.
Hey.
Not sure what I'll use it for, because, well, I have things I can use it for, but I don't know what I want to use it for. But yeah, let's see here. So, what we're bringing to the fight. We're going up against the event, which is Plague Star.
Before Papa continues,
Yeah.
Papa should find Moo.
Well, that is a question if I'm actually in the same one, or if it put me in something else. I'm inviting Moo. See, the problem is I have no idea if I'm even in the right instance, so...
I mean, I'm at the stand on the other side of Konzu.
Swastulatura.
Do you require something for a companion or pet?
Now, this saw here, this is my daily game. I already guessed this one. It's also extremely easy. It's a Bala strike with a Quath grip and a Vajit to Ruang link. I just wanted to point it out. Bala Quath Vajit to Ruang. It's not a bad one. I would prefer something that was quicker because this is bloody slow for a dagger.
Remember, Hawk has new specials every day.
And a wide range of turfy. Legal in several jurisdictions.
I don't see a move. So it'll probably put me in another instance. Move.
On the other side. No.
Like, there's only two sides. There is the other side over here, and the other side on the back.
If you look at the stands.
Yeah.
No. Go around the stand on the other stand. No, not the stand of Konzu, but the seller stand. Now around the corner we have there. The stand corner. I'm not there. I'm not there.
Okay.
Oh.
You can show me afterwards when we return, or we can go into the plains and return. Should we?
Yep.
Okay, we do that real quick. Oh, I'm now on top. Alright. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. And you will notice I'm using Helios Prime at the moment, and that's just to have something with me. I would bring Papa, but Papa might take a beating, and I don't like Papa getting hurt, so I don't want to bring Papa to this fight. Oh, there's more. More doing a dance. But
And the
anyways.
dancing Armstrong.
Silly moo. But anyways, the Plague Star event.
Kanzu's favorite
You can ask Infestation. We did that during another stream, so we won't do that here. But under bounties, you will find the Plague Star bounty. You can see there's only 1 day and 21.5 hours left. So if you want to get in on it soon. You can still do stuff here.
You upping your rates on me.
What you do is, every time you run that bounty you get 1,000 standing. You can use 2 different things to up that standing. One is this you see here, which is the Catalyst, which requires you to be in a clan that has a dojo to build this. They need to research it, and then you need to buy the blueprint, and then you can build it yourself. It costs regular resources from around the stars, so the planets rather. So it's easy to make. Every one of those that you use will spawn a Hemocide, which is a mini boss, which will appear depending on a fraction of the completion. So if you have 1, it will come at 99%. If you have 4, it will come at every 25. So you can apply a maximum of 4. Each will add 250 standing to it. Over by Nakak here, you have operational supply. And you can see here, you need to level it up first, but it costs like 1,000 standing, 2,000 standing, and then 3,000 standing. So 6 runs max, less if you do Hemocides, so yeah. But inside of here, you can see there's some good rewards. First of all, there's the Phylaxis, and that's the other item that you can use to improve the standing you get. You can again apply 4, which will raise the level of the infested that you fight during the final phase. That also goes for the Hemocides, so make sure that you are ready for it. The only thing is, this requires plains resources, and I do not have a super high quantity of that, so I don't really want to spend, I would rather spend a little more time than use all my resources making Phylaxes. So yeah, I have the blueprint. I have never used the blueprint because I don't want to. I do it for a challenge, but other than that, not really. These here, well, normally you would have to buy them for resources from Nakak, but you can get them for a little bit of standing, so it might be worth picking up. I don't really think they are important in any way. But if it's something that you like, or you need a flare for something, you can get it. There's the emblem, which is something you can put on your shoulder. Then you have also the opportunity to get Cetus Wisps, and more significantly, you can get stuff like the rare gems, the cut versions of them. I don't think those are that important because you can go and farm those. But if you really want to, you can buy them. There's the Mercray livers. You need a few of those to rank up your Cetus standing. it's not a hard fish to catch. It spawns either day or night at oceans. You just need the mercury bait, which requires 2 other fish in order to craft. So it's like, just get that bait and go and fish. But there's the Nork brain and Nork cuttle, and cuttle tendrils. Those 2 are harder. Those are like the tier higher. They can only be fished at night, only in the ocean, and only with bait. And the bait requires fish, again, rarer fish. One of them requires Karkina and Sharak, and the other one requires some other fish that I can't remember. And those 2 also require a bait, so those are a little harder to get, a little more rare. So this might be worthy of getting. You only need 1 of each to rank up your seated standing. So use the opportunity to grab at least 1 of each. And if you want, there's also some amps and stuff that require them. So if you want to craft amps, it's also a possibility to buy them while they're around. Other than that, there's a couple of exclusive mods that, well, currently this is the only way to get them. Formation, blast radius of secondary launcher weapons, never used it, but sure. Sacrifice makes your sentinel kill itself to resurrect you. Moo uses that a lot, I don't as much, but I actually put a potato in my Helios, just because I hadn't done it until now, and I might as well. And then I had a space to put sacrifice, so now my Helios has been able to not die once and sacrifice itself for me, so it's an option. Other than that, there's a Snagtron, either daggers you get from a...
If you get sacrifice, big tip, put on regen or better prime regen if you have it.
Yep, regen, because if it sacrifices itself, it will also regen. And come back and then be able to sacrifice itself again. Of course, regular regen will only do it once, so... there's a Snipetron. It's not a terribly good sniper, but I like it. And then there's the Ether Daggers. They're a decent weapon. You get them though for a junction, so unless you sold the blueprint you won't need it. There's the saw parts, and they're really good. I like them a lot. I made 1 of each variation you can have, which takes 2 of each, 2 strikes. And 2 handles of each of them. There's the Aquin, a 1-handed grip, a Buckwin, which is a 2-handed grip, then there's the Kiwa and the Kripath. And the special thing is the handles have just like slight variations to the normal grips, but the heads have an innate viral damage to them. Also, the Kiwa has a natural ability to have a natural higher status chance that a regular saw had. Normally they would have 18-18. I think this had 18-22 if I remember, while the Kripath is the other way around. It is a 22 crit and 18 status, so it doesn't have less to have more. And probably one of my favorite saws is the Kiwa combined with the Buckwin, which is the one that I use on my my Ember. It's a really good staff. I just have a J2 link on it, so that's a recommended one. The Rapier is always good because of the stance, but that might change in 3.0, and the Kripath and the Buckwin makes a polearm, which the saw polearms are always good, so that's an option.
By the way, everyone else that was with you is gone.
A what?
Everyone else that was with you here is gone. You are now alone with me.
Yay.
Just saying.
Don't care.
Over Park Salon.
Well, it's important.
Yes.
And it is what we're doing tonight. Then there is the Exodius, which is the stuff that you install on weapons. I don't really think they are the best, but I still wanted to have them. You will need 10 of them in order to get one that is fully ranked. You will only need one that is fully ranked because you can install them on as many saws as you want, but you can only ever install one on a saw. Just one. But yeah, there's when you double jump, your next melee attack will throw an infested projectile that will explode on impact and cause more damage the farther it flies. That can do self-damage and will proc viral on yourself, so be careful. I have viraled myself so many times. Then there is the other one here, which I haven't finished crafting yet, but it is when you do a double jump or a bullet jump, your next slam attack will unleash a shockwave of infested energy, suspending enemies caught in the blast radius. So that's essentially CC on demand for any saw. Quite nice. But then there's also Former. 3,000 standing for Former. Stock up on them. And now we'll stop babbling and let's get to it. Sorry for the long talk, but it is important. Now the equipment that we're bringing, because we're going to take on the Hemocide, and that's basically, if you fought Lephantis, it is mini Lephantis, but a little different attack patterns. The important thing is really that it has armor and it has fleshy health. And if the armor is on, radiation will suffer a minus 25% penalty. So radiation is not great, but stuff like, for instance, I think it's fire, has a minus 50%, so even worse. However, if you remove the armor entirely, then radiation will have a minus 75% damage. So really not good. And that is what we're going to do, because we're using my Eidolon build here with Shattering Impact to strip the armor. And then we'll just have the health to deal with. And for the health, the most effective thing to use is corrosive. So that is why we have the Prismagrakata, which I haven't really used a lot, but it's there if I need it as a backup. But more significantly, the Strun, because I have a build that does stupid amounts of corrosive damage. If you don't have a similar build, then you can just do something else with a lot of corrosive, but I figured it would be good, so I tried to go with that.
Also nighttime.
It's okay. So the only thing that should be mentioned is that if you're using Shattering Impact, there's a bug where usually only the host will be able to see the armor dropping. So the host should be the armor stripper.
First Vahek thinks, I will let this plague run wild over
Because otherwise you will not be able to confirm whether or not the armor is actually gone.
Also, best part about Clickstar is Gonzo's singeing eyebrows.
I'm just
Oh yeah, we
fly.
also have gold. I can't use mine.
Oh.
Doing it.
You can always craft more.
Yes, but now I don't have 69 again.
Then you'll just have to use 50.
Well, 49 now.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it is quite a walk.
Yeah, I think just for the stream. Normally I would just walk it, because... But for the sake of the stream, let's speed it up a little bit. More coming in or waiting outside?
I wait outside.
Okay. So there's different caves, and which one you get is random, but it does seems to go on a cycle, so... We will most likely be getting the same cave every time we run tonight.
Also, you seem to always get similar next steps So
Yeah,
if you get the
camp
worst case,
is pretty
then
much always tied to which, or the mixer that you go to is always tied to which cave you went to. So
Yep,
this
and
one will
the-
be 350 meters from the entrance to this cave. Just basically down the hill, while another one goes like 2 kilometers to the right, and then 2 kilometers, or rather 3 kilometers to the other end of the map for some
Big Heck
reason.
knows what we're up to now.
just to annoy players.
It's also really good if you need minerals. I've been doing that, running this thing here, and basically like go to the cave, mine the cave, pick up the toxin, go to the mixer, mine around the mixer, then do the rest of the thing.
The mixer
Oh,
is
it's
inside
nice
that
though.
vault. Clear out the area so we can use it.
So, the things, you just pull it out of your
I see your clan created the infested catalyst.
your gear wheel
This
when
is
you're standing in front of it.
Add it to the mixer now.
And you can see to the left how many has been added, of course. Oh, I see a mineral deposit. Oh, myth. Also, another good tip is if you are in the plains, most of the containers, like the loot containers like this one, or the large variant, will drop energy as opposed to normal missions where it's only a small % chance. So that makes the planes a little more forgiving with getting energy. You see, I didn't actually pick up a lot on the way, which is my fault. Usually I should do that. Let's get some protection up.
The Grenier will do anything to destroy the mixer. Stop them.
Oh, nighttime.
Oh, there we go.
The mixer needs more time. Keep the Grenier at bay.
I wonder how many of these like explosions from when they come down we will be blinded of. That was one of the things that they talked about in the death stream. A lot of like the lighting effects that just blind you at the moment are going to receive a change in the main line, which is going to make it less blinding, which is kind of sad, but at the same time good.
I mean, you heard Steve. You can still put it up to make you
If you hate
getting
yourself.
blinded by them, and you can make it worse. So it's up to you.
My eyebrows are singeing just looking at
Singeing eyebrows.
shove it into the boil.
Squeaky is close by.
A Grineer drone
Now,
will serve
which
as an
drone
optimal
you
delivery
get
system.
is random. There's usually 3 per mixer, I find. Like this one has one down there, one up there, one up there. And I think there's also one down there, so this one has 4. But on average it's 3. Oh, I see faces.
I wonder what they use to make squeaky sounds.
Whale.
Oh, network not responding.
Oh, we're getting sidetracked.
Well, that's nighttime for you.
Yep. Oh, Moo doesn't have a lot of health.
Fixed. 96 and 696. I don't heal myself ever again.
Oh, Moo better be careful about poop
Next,
clouds.
you attempt to take control of it.
Drone located. Hack in and insert the toxin. I'll steer it toward the oil.
I don't really have a lot of shields.
Well, neither do I. I mean, health is more valuable when you are anything.
Except for what if you don't go for shields for a vault, then I don't
Well,
know.
you see, either I go for... Let's get the ice down. Either, like, if shields is better, I go for shields and health, which usually mean I use vigor, and if I, like, if health is better, then I just go for plain health.
Let's boil. Let's kill boil.
Boyd?
Not Boyd. Boil.
Kill Boyd.
Boyd is cool.
Right.
See, that's also a game you can stream.
Yep.
Very good game.
Yep, I want to stream that again. Where's the other one? There's supposed to be one more somewhere.
That one.
Yep.
Oh, Neo A2.
Yep.
Toxin has triggered
It's not one of the new ones though, it is a limbo relic.
prepare for a massive
But if you need limbo relics, well, there's the opportunity to farm a few.
chemosite, the product of the royal attempting to feed off the toxin. Kill it to weaken
Bastard.
the infestation further.
Oh, these ancients. Okay, it's coming over here.
Come on.
.30 hits should do it for the armor. Didn't quite get 30 in. careful about that attack. That will very quickly kill your sentinels and stuff. Make sure you pick up the sister lift.
The hipster list.
Yeah, hipster lift.
Hipster list.
If you don't know what it is a thing for your clan. Your clan can make basically memorial monuments, which takes a certain amount. A tier 0 clan or rank 0 clan will only need 100. The next rank will need 3 times as many to make one. I have lost track of how many times I've hit it, so I'm just going to keep on hitting it for a little bit. So you can see when the health turns red, it has no more armor, but only the host might be able to see that, so that is why the host should do it. Normally you might want to keep a bit of the armor around, like with Squeaky, to still get a benefit out of it. But we just want to remove it so that we don't have to worry about any resistances that one might have. Okay, so see that thing that's floating there? That is the hipster list or sister list. We'll try to point it out with the last one as well.
The Boyle's immune system has manufactured a heal site to deal with.
Also a good idea to take these out,
Destroy it.
because they will spawn a lot of ads, which can be a little annoying.
How many hipster lists do you have, by the way?
Jump to right now. Well, I put 4 in it. I have 20 total.
No, I mean the hipster list.
Oh, I have over 100.
Okay, then we can make
So
it.
I can make at least 1. And with everyone else combined, then we might be approaching 2. I don't think we're quite there though. When he does that slam there, his mouth will be open for attack, but he didn't quite make it in time. Ah, bums. I touched an egg. I've fallen over, I can't get up. And the sentinel is dead. Make move. Yeah, it places these annoying eggs around which pops if you touch them, and they will be an instant death. Also that attack still hurts quite a bit. See, there it is. Also, that mod there. You see, it drops hunter mods. And they're quite good. There's several hunter mods that I consider must-haves, so...
Also, it didn't do the last fuck you attack.
Yeah, that's a little random. Like, sometimes... like, it will linger after it is obviously dead, all the heads are killed. But its butt is still hanging around, and all of a sudden it just does BOOM! Another ground pound or something.
And then it dies.
A little bit of armor. The reason why it is a little hard to know how many times exactly you've hit it is because, like, every once in a while you'll just whiff because you hit below a foot or something dumb like that. Some help.
Yeah, just so. Also, don't jump onto the boil, it's deadly.
Yeah, that will kill you very quickly.
But you can void travel onto it, which you shouldn't do, because as soon as you're out of the void, you're dead.
Yep.
Oh, Revenant!
Yeah, you can also get the Revenant, so that is the thingy. And those are the things that explode like that. You touch those, you die, and it usually happens by walking backwards into them, I find.
Sounds like we did.
I just got the no, no, no. Alright, time to head back. Oh yeah. I forgot there was an arc. Ah! This was not on purpose for anyone that is viewing. Like, I keep on forgetting that I can't... What is it called? I can't strafe in Arcwing. So... I try to strafe and then I just start doing a barrel roll.
Unless you do the speedy thing. Which I do on purpose because I can much better navigate if I am upside down
for some reason.
I'm weird.
But yeah, every one of the Hemosites will drop a Hunter mod as well as a Sister Lith, so make sure you pick them up.
I don't have any hipster lists.
None at all?
Not at all. How about I have Hemosite Sister lists? I need one more.
For what?
Then I have 69.
Oh. I have 125.
Wanna do another?
Yep. One where I'm not talking constantly.
Our most esteemed Surah.
I can actually concentrate.
Couldn't get anyone to take that on. Early lunch.
I mean, Lucidov should have a few too, so if he run one or two more runs, then we should be able to make 2.
I was beginning to think it would never touch us here. That it was.
I mean, if you have 68 now, and we're about to get 4 more, like if you're 68 now and I have 125, that's 193 already. So if we run once more, then we have enough for 2.
I will use poison to exterminate the infestation once its work is done. The quills see through its plan.
Another thing that's going to change is that the Arcwing is going to be infinite. Also, you don't deploy it as an item on the ground.
We know Vahek has Quaxnoxen stored deep underground.
Instead, you just basically hop into your Arcwing. So you can't give your Arcwing to others anymore.
Yeah, but everyone just makes one and then everyone has it forever, so...
Yeah, you don't have to use resources to do it, which means you won't feel forced to not use them too much, which I'm really looking forward to, because I am very, like, no, I don't want to waste my resources.
Also, you know, you don't really have a reason to give other people one, because, you know, everyone has just have their own.
I mean, I've had reasons, because, like, I've taken people to the planes who haven't, like, gotten enough experience, quote-unquote, yet. So, like, they have not progressed far enough to get the Arcwing segment.
Yeah, okay, that's, you know, it's things out of this. But as you also need, of course, resources to build the thing, but like here you just give all of your team an Archwing, and so nobody else has to even worry about spending resources.
What we're up to now.
And it's not the case anymore. By the way, there's some Maprico.
Okay.
Directing you to the location of a green
Also,
chemical mixer.
if you notice there was
Very
one
toxic.
red, so one mineral, and 3 gemstone deposits, like on the way out. So those caves has a lot of deposits in them. It's definitely worth it to use the event to
The mixer
mine.
is
It does
inside
take a
that
little bit
vault.
longer to
Clear
do.
out the area so we can
I find
use
it takes about 25 minutes, but and that's without bullet jumping everywhere to save myself the hassle of like not having a pinky that wants to murder me at night. Who wants to
and-
fill the next one, or should I?
Papa can. If you are on the Archwing and put yourself upside down,
Finish its work.
then go out by using your melee attack. It's really fun.
infested catalyst. This is your chance. Add it to the mixer now.
Also super nauseating.
Yeah, remind me
really
to demonstrate that.
You can do that on the way back.
Yeah, I just need to remember to do it. Well, you saw there, that was 100 energy from one of those containers, and there's a 50. Generally 50 or 100, so energy from all the containers pretty much, not technically all of them, but most of them. And usually 100, otherwise 50. So you can very quickly get a full energy bar.
Which you also need.
Yeah, it helps. It's nice not to have to, like, I don't have to run a specific weapon to give me energy or
Okay, I
that
think.
sort of thing.
Oh, okay. This is the most boring part, honestly.
Yeah, it's also the part that might actually fail.
Yeah, you can tell.
You
Yeah.
can fail on the Hemosides if you lose all your
Destroy the mixer.
lives, but that,
Stop them.
like, the only time that will happen is if people are irresponsible with their resurrections or don't resurrect. So basically, if you waste all your lives when it's not necessary, or if people are not paying attention and doesn't resurrect people when they go down, and then end up going down themselves, and then all of a sudden everybody has to waste their life. That's when you might fail on the Hemocide.
I mean,
Also,
you can
this is
also
fun.
fail on the drone, but
You have to get them before they jump off, which I didn't do there, but otherwise you will actually kill them.
Mixer needs more time. Keep the grenadier at bay.
only with this run.
No, you can do it with other weapons too. Like, the Strun is not the best against the Bolt Core, but my Prisma Trim Grim Katas is actually really good against the Bolt Core. We are, of course, this is a fairly low level because it is the event bounty. The main difficulty of the event bounty is that this defense point scales with the level of the enemies, and that the infested enemies level scale with how much you plug into the toxin. But yeah, like, on this level, the Bolt Core will die in one magazine of the Prisma Grim Katas.
It's ready. Now make that boil hurt, Doga!
Donga!
A Grenier drone will serve as an optimal delivery system. I've marked it on your map.
Oh.
What's the other one? I can hear it. There you are. Ow. It's in the ground, I think.
Yeah. That can happen, by the way, and also it's very annoying when it happens with Squeaky.
Yeah. You see those bullets are coming out of the ground. When it happens in a Squeaky fight, Squeaky will do his blue roar to replenish his shields. And then you basically just have to sit and say,
Drone
I guess
located.
we wait.
Hack in and insert the Thrax toxin. I'll steer it toward the boil.
It should also be said that, like, I'm talking about the whole mining as you go sort of thing. And while it is very annoying to get the one where you have to run 2 kilometers in one direction and then 3 to 4 kilometers in the other direction, it is also like 2 of the best caves to mine in that you're visiting. Like, there's
Also,
a good
one has
cave at
no-
both places.
One has no ceiling.
Yeah, which is a little weird, but it is a cave, but it is open.
An open cave.
Oh, hello.
Oh. 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 Oh.
No.
Walker spinal claw. Up.
Yep, you don't need to kill the quackers to get their spinal claws. They will drop them when they dig themselves into the ground. It seems they shed them when they bury.
I mean, it could also be like, you know, you get rabbit food in Stardew Valley, or
Maybe, but
bacon.
then why
and-
does the Kondroks not drop their wings?
I don't know. And yes, you can get bacon and stack too. Good game.
The toxin has triggered peristalsis. Antibody production has escalated. Prepare for a massive immune response.
It's early access, so keep it in mind, and you can feel it's early access.
Yeah, it's having a few problems, but it is a good game.
It's also a fun game, just yeah.
Yeah, just have some annoyances basically. I noticed, by the way, that the ribbon that I got from my my Mewan saw leather time, which is the best name for a saw, by the way. It basically means damage twig. But the ribbon that I got for it by standard is a basically a 60/60 toxin mod. Whoops, I didn't pay attention. Basically a 60/60 toxin mod, but also with like 90% extra range. So with that and prime reach combined, it would have like a range of 28 meters. Which is a little crazy, but I think it is one of the ones where it's like, yeah, it would be an upgrade, but I think I would rather re-roll it, because it is not what I want of the weapon. Like, it doesn't feel like what it should be. Oh, here we go. Like, when he does that slam, is a good time to go in and deal some damage to him. Just get right in his face and pour it into his mouth.
The boil's immune system has manufactured a hemocyte to deal with the toxin threat. Destroy it.
Prime dissatisfaction.
Prime disappointment.
Prime disappointment.
Plus 100% salt.
I'm still for them making prime ball.
Yeah, I want prime ball. Give me prime ball.
Or ball prime.
Ow.
Ball prime. That way around.
True. Stop rotating around.
Yeah, that's bloody annoying. Yeah, by the way, the hematite also get stronger.
Yeah, every consecutive one is stronger than the last. So now we're on the tier 2 one. Also, if you use the phalanxes, it also gets stronger. But we're
I
not
like that
using the
one.
phalanxes for now. Yeah, that looked like it had a final fuck you attack.
Yep.
Pardon my French.
French papa. French fries.
Oh, I go some French fries. I'll have to wait a little bit though, I need to use my cream first.
A hemocyte, the product of the boil attempting to fight off the toxin.
These don't want to die for some reason.
Could you please not words.
Time to take him out, if we can. Oh, didn't make it in time. There we go. You will notice if you pay attention to the percentages that the percentages are frozen as you are fighting a hemocyte, and you basically won't progress until the hemocyte is dead. So I highly suggest that if you're doing the bouncing here, that you don't start with 4, go up against 1. If you feel comfortable with 1, go up against 2, and so on. We already knew from last time that we could take 2, so... Oh, strip armor.
Pop bombs.
But the question was whether we could take 3 or 4. So we started with, I think we started with 2, so yeah, it went okay. Then we did 3, yeah, still went okay. So we did 4, and yeah, like we did 4 with a full group. And then we went out and said, okay, this seems alright. Can we do 4 just us? And as it turns out, yes we can.
For definitely no joke though, so you should make sure that you have end-game stuff and also know what you are doing.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that like we are stripping him of armor. Normally he has armor, and the armor also scales with level. So as they get a higher level, the armor reduction or the damage reduction would also increase. So I highly recommend that you figure out what you want to do with the armor. Do you want to just reduce the armor? Do you want to remove it entirely? Or what do you want to do?
Don't forget to use your melee to get out.
So let's fly a little bit sickly. Like doing my head in. The gate didn't open fast. So I just basically smacked into the wall.
You're right into the wall.
And by the way, you can see here we get 1,000 for the bounty itself, plus 250 for each Hemocide. We did 4. So you can do anything between 1,000 and 3,000, depending on what you use. Hi there, Tornado. Hi there, Koyo. Welcome.
Oh.
Let's see, what time is it? Still fairly early. Want to do one more?
Sure. Let me just
Good news.
check what's going on.
Not normal for a year. One more off the docket. Hop 2.
I also need to form my Tonbo at some point.
There's always something to form, and that is why we're farming this event. Oh, that is why I am farming this event, to buy former. I have bought like 20 former from the event so far, so you can add up how much standing that is. 3,000 each. Normally when I just run solo, I just do 2 Hemocides, because I don't feel like, when I'm just myself, the risk of going higher is too great. Not that I will be likely to use 4 lives, but it's more, it gets a little more arsey and takes longer time, so I'd rather just use 2 at a time. And that basically means that, well, on a stack of 20 catalysts, I get 10 runs instead of just 5 runs, and each of the runs is 150. Takes longer, but the total standing is great. Oh, hi, Squeaky.
And now, a massive sentient energy
Oh,
spike.
The guy is phasing in and out of existence.
First, Vahek thinks, I will let this plague run wild over Cetus.
Alright, let's try this proper.
I will use poison to exterminate
Upside down.
the infestation once its work is done. The Quills see doom in his plan. For Premier and Ostrono alike, the boil needs to be destroyed now, before it becomes unstoppable. We know Vahek has Thrax toxin stored deep underground. We'll use that.
That's the key.
One ill to cure another, eh?
Okay. For some reason I made a stomp out of the thing and ended up in the water, so yeah. That did not go as planned either. Now I'm a little low on energy, but luckily there's a couple of containers in these caves. Okay.
The tunnel maggots want my toxin! Stop them!
That guy's angry.
You know, when Vehek is angry and heavily gesticulates, he reminds me of a certain Stan with a very weird shirt.
Toxin secured. Be prepared.
Now I think for this run I am going to try to use the Prismagrim Katas
I like
for
that.
the Hemocide fight.
Directing you to the location
blue
of the
thingy.
linear chemical mixer. Use it to prepare the toxin.
And the reason for that is just to show a weapon that is not rivened, because a riven does give a significant advantage in that you can boost the weapon to quite overpowered degrees. Oh, the face. Hi. Where's the other one?
The mixer is inside that vault. Clear out the area so we can use it.
Where is it? Is it in the ground again? I think it's in the ground again. I shoot you!
Those devices draw energy from bone bodies.
Shoot you with my laser!
Make use of them. Next, you attempt to take control of it.
Alright. No one to fill this time?
Just give me a moment. Needed to quickly get this thingy. Also, it's raining.
Yep, that just means
Thank-
shiny butt.
Something very dramatic has to happen.
So you can see here,
I see the
everyone
plan created
in the
the
party
catalyst.
can
This is your chance.
add the
Onto
stuff.
the mixer now.
So you usually want to plan out ahead. Like, it is a little more annoying if 4 people have to all add one. So
I want to use my Razorback Zephyr. Oh my forward disruptor. I can't use them. This
I'm
is a
not
bad
sure
game.
you're allowed to.
This is a bad game.
Aww.
Not really. I showed you the error messages from gifs.live.
Yeah. Whoopsie whoopsie, the oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie whoopsie, we're sorry, something happened. It's, you know, it's not even Photoshop. It's the I had errors yesterday too, and they are like that.
Well, that's awesome. Awesome and terrible.
Yeah, it's awesome and terrible. I probably won't. And no, I have to. Now I have to. I have to adapt the error messages on Wutech.new and make them move themed like my other error messages I have.
Rainier will do anything to destroy them.
I will definitely not be very, but probably contain lots of big movements. I mean, I never told you that Gift.live also has a CDN, a content delivery network.
I don't even know what that means, so...
It's just that you have more or less kind of proxy servers on several points, so that you can deliver content from a server close by someone. Pretty nifty, so you know not everyone has to go to your US server and get it much quicker. The thing is, those also need certain domains, and let's just say it was very horny at some point. Very, very horny. I'm pretty sure there are still some of those links in existence somewhere.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because oh, never mind that. Because you know they are in toots and those are not not updated. It's more or less if you upload something on GIF, then it will be put into the content delivery network. So now people get better access to it.
And yeah, by the way, the event is also very good for getting Naramon lenses. Not so much the other lenses because those don't drop. But if you need Naramon, I don't need Naramon anymore. I would like if the event would drop, for instance, Vaserin, but you can't get everything. I think it used to drop another though, I'm not sure. I think they changed it, so I don't know if they'll cycle it over time. I can swear at one point that it was Materai, but I'm not entirely sure.
Thrax toxin. I'll steer it toward the boil.
I'm really looking forward to all the stuff DE is doing.
Yeah, me too. That's gonna be great.
Lots and lots of stuff to look forward to.
Now I just want to say, before we go into the fight, these weapons are not the most ammo efficient. They are not as bad as the Twin Grakatas, that basically has like inversed ammo efficiency. But they are not super efficient, so we might end up in a situation where we actually like run out of ammunition in the fight. But we'll see how it goes.
Twin Grakatas, where you have 3 seconds to go through your whole thing.
Not even 3. Like it's 3 seconds to go through your magazine and every other additional bullet you have with you. It's not quite like that, but it is pretty bad. I think it's like 3 seconds if you count the time you're actually shooting and not the time you're reloading. Otherwise it's a little bit more, but it's still not far off.
It's 3 seconds to get through your whole magazine and 2.6 seconds to reload, so you just take slightly longer to...
And you have 10 magazines.
I mean, you can also change that and increase fire rate, and then you...
I mean, you always increase fire rate because it's a secondary weapon, so you're going to put lethal torrent on it for 60% fire rate increase.
Why would you do something like that?
Because it's a secondary. And because more bullets.
I mean, you already have... issues with being out of bullets.
Yes, so obviously the answer must be more bullets.
So why would you even worsen that?
More bullets!
I don't argue with Papa.
I don't think I can get that safely.
The toxin has triggered peristalsis. Antibody
Also why we added...
escalated. Prepare for a massive response.
Let me have it.
Did you summon a Clem?
Yes. because they talked about crackers.
Yay! I heard the eggs arrive. Over here, bump, 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 bump. That's these things. Okay, let's see how they perform.
Last time?
Oh, we done it, we're done. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it gets close to 12.
We can do something else if we want to do a little bit more, but I think it's enough of this for tonight, because otherwise it gets a little monotonous. Would you please open so I can shoot you?
Maybe.
Bad move, Carpet Man.
Okay, it... Papa.
No problem.
What else could we do?
There's relics, other stuff. Let's have a look at it afterwards though. Ow.
By the way, if you want to do the thingy, you only have less than 2 days left, I think. 1 day, 20 hours or something like that.
Yep.
So you shouldn't linger too long.
It's less than 2 days. We'll check the time when we are done with this run.
I mean, when we started, it was 1 day, 22 hours. So 1 day, 21, 1 day, 20 hours, something like that.
Are we ready to shoot you? It looks like it. Something froze me. Not the most useful. Damn you. Stop knocking me down.
We have still the invasions.
True.
Which could be enough for me to finish final finally.
So obviously the fight does not go as fast since I'm not using the stupidly overpowered shotgun, but still going. Also, we are only 2 or 4 people. So.
The Boyle's immune system has manufactured a hemosite to deal with the toxin threat. Destroy it.
Yeah. Usually they show up
The
just before
focus
the...
point
yeah, it's
gone
inside. I know.
inside foil. Okay. Definitely going to get that.
These bastards. I'm getting so unlucky with knockdowns in this. We have been knocked down constantly in every single round. Some chance. Show your face.
Colonel Maggots, you tried to protect these rats. You failed. And failed.
Why is it view of network responding?
I'm not getting
Thing is
any,
not-
so I'm not sure. Stop turning around. Usually the eggs show up at the same time of the hemocide, but you do get more eggs if you don't deal with the hemocide quickly. So you might have to take them out mid-round. Or mid-fight, rather. Here we go. And like, notice that the twin gremlins, or grimkatas as we call them,
System has manufactured a
still has
hemosite
full
to
ammunition.
toxin threat. Destroy
So it is not so ammo inefficient. It is not terribly ammo inefficient actually. But it's not so bad that like you end up with no ammo. You're actually picking up enough from the fight itself that you don't really run out.
Colonel Maggots, you tried to protect these rats. You failed. And failed.
See, when someone goes down, you want to get them quickly. And we're both Vaserin, which means we have instant revives. If you don't have instant revives, it is highly recommended to use your operator to revive, because otherwise you're gonna stand there and you're gonna die.
But you die fabulous.
Magnificence. But you just made it end.
Show your face. Stop butt bouncing and show your face.
Peekaboo.
Show your face. Stop butt bouncing and show your face, you bastard. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go.
That was some emergency reaction you kicked off.
Gladiator's finesse.
Well done.
Yep.
During these dark nights, Cetus is grateful for your help. The cat will keep you supplied until we beat this. Go see her. No! No! No!
So yeah, that was without using the overpowered shotgun and using just whatever I had with me. Granted, it is a weapon I brought for the sake of having a good damage and being able to put out some corrosive. So it was picked for this fight, but more as a just in case if I should, for instance, run out of bullets, which hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. So with those runs, that is 3 runs of 2,000, so that would be 2 former.
A joy to serve you, Tenno.
As always. You can see, once you reach the 3rd rank where you're actually able to buy stuff, which again takes a total of 6,000, so it's nothing. Just like, since you can only get 1,000 first, there's no sense in doing hemosides. So do the first one without any, then the next one you could do hemosides, and then you'd be able to get that in 1 run. And the last one you could do hemosides again and do it in 2 runs, that sort of thing. But once you reach the last one, you have quite a buffer together standing, and it does carry over between times when this event happens. Just grab a couple more former. Alright, so back to Lando.
Yep.
Let's see, what time is it? What time is it? 23:43, so let's see. Should be ending fairly soon, but we do have that mutagen mass thingy. It's currently a defense, but not too bad. Holy
Could be
crap!
worse.
Raitoki is online. Raitoki is online. I haven't
Who's
seen.
online?
It's one of my friends. I haven't seen him around for a while. Like, I know that that they've been like hopping on now and then, but I just never caught them online. Alright, more ready to go?
Yep.
I've changed over to leveling gear, by the way, just so one knows.
Me too.
Since we're just fighting against, what is it called? Infested, anyway. We're going to do this invasion, and then probably call it a night after that.
Yeah, I would say Silvershade, you know.
If you're not familiar with the invasions, there's basically two different kinds. One is faction against infested, which is Grineer or Corpus. And then there's also warring factions, which is Grineer against Corpus.
Our position has been compromised.
So Grineer or
Defend
Corpus
the
against
cargo
infested,
until
and Grineer
reinforcements
and
arrive.
Corpus against each other. So in this one we are
Ancients
with
the most powerful.
the
Age and feeding has made them strong.
with the Grineer. No, sorry, Corpus against the infested. So here we're just helping them out. In the other, you pick a side, and the side that you don't pick will become angry at you. Which means that they will start sending kill squads after you, after you've helped the other side enough. You can only have one kill mark, but there's some unique rewards to get from it. The Grustak 3, which is the ones that the Grineer sent, for instance, drops the Brack. And the Sanuka Hunter, which is the one Corpus sent, it drops the Detron. Now, the Detron does have a better... What happened again?
You know what happened.
No?
What always happens with invasions with me.
I don't know.
I try to kill people and they don't die.
Okay, I did not know that was a thing.
You know, when you know you can't kill the faction
Oh, yeah, you tried to
you're
kill the
working
Corpus.
with. Yes, I tried to kill the Corpus. Again.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, if you can't kill people, then you're working for them.
The Bragg is not a
Not a
terribly good hand shotgun. It's okay. It's not endgame. Definitely not. Like, the problem is that it is a shotgun, and my nose is annoying. It is a shotgun type, which means that it suffers from the problem of it doesn't really have a huge amount of crit potential, and it doesn't have a really significant status potential, and the status potential is not significant enough that you can actually use it to make it 100% status, so basically don't bother. If it had been a primary, you could have used Hunter's Munition to take advantage of the critical chance, but you can't do that for secondaries. So it's not a terribly good one, but you still want to get it at some point. The Detron, on the other hand, is a status shotgun with base radiation damage, and it has the potential of getting to 100%, so that makes it better. But there is the Mara Detron, which you can buy from Barracuda, which is a better variant, but again, you want to get it regardless, because, yeah. I think the difference between them is that the Mara Detron has slightly better stats, but it does actually have a lower base damage, if I remember correctly. But yeah, generally it is a little better, but it's like, yeah. But more significantly, the kill squads as well as the Stalker also drops parts for the Scimitar, which is an alternate lander that you can bring. So if you want to get the Scimitar, you will have to take on the kill squads until they drop their things.
Is the Scimitar the thingy I use right now, or?
No, you're using the Mantis.
I guess the Mantis.
And the Mantis comes from rare containers, I believe. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it is. It's either Scimitar from one and Mantis from the other, or the other way around. There's also the Cyphers. I just tried to kill a Corpus and filmed it. The Cyphers is harder to get because to get the Cyphers you need to do sabotage missions. There's a few missions that is not technically sabotage, but basically it is missions that has caches in them. And you need to find all 3 caches to have a small chance to get one of the parts from the 3rd cache. You need to find them all, and then you only have a small chance, which is an ass, but you can do it. Also, they drop according to level tier, if I remember correctly. So you need to do tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3 to get all the parts. But
Google Fortress 2?
yeah, that's one of the places where you can get it. But I don't think it is the best place, or rather it is not the best place, because the Cooper Fortress is bloody confusing and you can't find anything there. So I would not go there, but there's for instance Void Sabotage, I believe is a good way to do the tier 3. Because I think it actually have a slightly increased drop chance from there. Not by much, but like 1% means a lot when you're trying to get something that would normally be less than 5%. But yeah, like, it's all aesthetics basically. What you get with it is that you get each different kind of lander gives you a different power for your lander support charges. So for instance, the default one, the Lisette, gives you a basically so that you can use the charge and then you will pause all countdowns. So if you screw up in, for instance, a spy mission, you can drop one and then it will stop it from screwing up for a little temporary while. I don't think you can use them for sorties. You might be able to, I'm not sure you can though. But yeah, that's what that gives. Another one gives you a turret, one gives you a healing station. I can't remember what the last one does. But I have never used that, so it's not something. The next one is a survival, by the way. So it's not something I would count as like important, because I don't think it's something you will use very often. It's more of a it's fun, but it is 3 different aesthetics that you can use for your lander, which, hey, this is a game about customizing and make it like pretty to your preference.
Not fun.
So yeah. And also, if you get the mantis, then it says whoop, 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 whoop. As you can hear, there's slightly different sounds.
You must provide cover for a lone Tenno operative. Set off the alarms and keep the infested busy. The infested are releasing toxic spores into the area. The emergency life support I am delivering is your only chance for survival. The first life support capsule has arrived. Activate
There's
when
a
supply is low.
frame fighter fragment. Going to mark it. It is marked. I'm fairly certain you already have it.
No, I see it.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think you had it from this planet, but apparently... Or I thought you had it from this planet, rather.
What planet are we on?
Neptune, so it's probably Loki.
No, I got Nix.
Oh, nice. Which frame you get is semi-related to which planet you normally get them on, but not always. For instance, Rhino comes from Mercury, while you technically do get Rhino from Venus. So yeah, but for instance, Octavia comes from Derelict, which is what you would expect, I think. At least I think she does. It's either Derelict or Lua. I cannot remember. Did we find it? I can't remember.
I mean, you get the God Octavia from Derelict because we ran on Luan a long time.
No, but I do remember that we were doing a sortie and then we found one while doing a Lua survival.
Could be.
So that could also have been it. But it's one of those places, but yeah. It is places that is related to the frame somehow.
I mean, you get them from several planets probably.
Yeah, that's what I figure, that basically like on one planet you can get different frames. Like a
And
frame
you
has
can
a
also
main
get-
planet and then you have also other planets that might give it.
Yep.
But if you go into the Ludo X and look in the Frame Finder game, you'll be able to now see where they got. But that's only their main planet, so you might also be able to find them elsewhere, as we talk about.
Rhino not really getting many much affinity.
Well, that's because I'm not killing as much as I usually would.
I will consider what I have learned from this skirmish.
I've delivered
I'll speed it
a
up.
support capsule.
Does that help a little?
Hello.
The problem is that I'm leveling a saw, so I'm not killing as fast as I normally would. So you're getting less leech from me. Winkle, winkle.
Get ready for the capsule.
We are still fighting this unarmed operator.
Yep. Don't know how much honor really matters in this case, but
Additional life support has arrived.
I totally
It's good
forgot
to have.
about your fat effect of Rhino. That's
yeah.
Papa.
I just went over and picked up a what is it called? Focusaur?
Ah. Papa here? I mean this effect.
When you need
Which
it,
of course didn't happen.
extraction is ready.
Yes.
Our operative is
Or
in
at least that
progress.
didn't show to me.
This will
It might
help
only
our
show
cause.
to you.
Let's see. Oh, come on. Boom! Did it happen?
Think so. I saw a pink thing that went out from you.
More or less you get the sound effect each time you heavy land. That just feels like, okay, you're just fed.
It's time to go, by the way. Yep, it basically does an AoE when you land. It goes boom. So yeah, it's basically fat landing. And it does it regardless of whether or not you like actually heavy land or slide for some reason. So you don't have to heavy land, you just have to have jumped to a height that would make you heavy land.
Yep. One last time.
Yep. Hopefully it's changed to something that isn't survival. It's still survival. How much is Rainer missing?
Over rank.
How much did you get from the last one?
Not nearly a quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, I will finish Rhino eventually.
I mean, we can just run like one spy mission and it'll be done, but...
Not
Yeah.
today.
Distract the
Not
infested
today.
while a lone Tenno operative hunts for supplies. Set off the alarms to start.
Ancients are the most powerful. Age and feeding has made them strong.
Ancients are the most powerful.
A small stream of toxic spores is being released into the area. On. Emergency life support is inbound. I the life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Also, I kind of wish more people would customize their Mastodon instances.
I'm sure it's going to happen, it's just taking a little while.
Well, I don't think NV.club will ever have that, but I'm not there much anyway. With Queer.party, I'm also not really sure. I don't see any plans or any customization at all, except for, you know, the code of conduct and the about page. That's it. More or less.
Ready for a capsule.
I mean, also Queer.party is more or less an instance for more or less everyone without the scene, really, except for, okay, we are queer friendly. So it also doesn't really have the opportunity to really
Delivered another life
do
support
something.
capsule.
I mean, GIF.live just says, you know. Also, the Sky seems to be very passionate about
Well, you'll always have people that are more passionate than others.
but passionate about you know, customizing stuff.
Life support on the way.
What's up with all the containers over here?
Another life capsule is now available.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll get it. Someone must have shut a window. Hint, hint, moo moo. Oh, I called this.
Where?
In the room you're in?
Like, how?
Oh,
That's not possible. Like, I shot a barrel in a room up here. But,
well, if you shoot a barrel in the room, then it might just make a window break.
yes, but I marked the point where I did it and Papa can look. Because it was
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
like right over the windows.
Yes, but the problem is, it looked as this already when I broke it. So there was even a window to break.
No, but they're down below.
Life support in.
Yeah, down below.
It's the windows here that you broke.
Oh, okay. Which is also weird because it broke through a wall.
Well, that's okay because you will have like metals, like what's it called, like pulling together.
For the Tenno.
So That's
Initial
understandable.
support has arrived.
That can
No.
be excused.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Triangle Dome is fun.
When you need it, extraction is ready.
Yay!
The raid is off to a successful start.
Now there is windows in that room. There was windows in that room.
There are still windows. I miss Volt's ability. That is fun. The window breaker ability.
Yeah, it is fun. I'm surprised that they let that stay in when they took out Gara's one though.
Okay.
Like Gara's ability for Splinter Storm to break windows.
Oh yeah, I can't kill the camera.
The camera's on your side.
Yes, but I wanted to kill the camera. Someone ping me on Mastodon.
Alright. So, that'll be it.
Yep.
So you need to spend some standing.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, I should look at standing.
Before you fill it up
still good.
entirely.
Yeah, but I'm still good. Well,
So, yeah.
Woody's game.
Okay. I just want to say before we end, like, I've heard a lot about how Korra is bad and all that kind of crap. Korra is awesome, and anyone who says otherwise don't know shit. So, yep, just for the record, that is a fact. Now,
I've
we
been
take Papa to
thinking,
pick up.
Operator. I thought
Yes,
you would
Wood also takes Papa to pillow. No hopes to bed.
Okay,
I'll talk to you in a moment, Papa.
talk to you in a moment. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Let's get an ending screen on and let's get some ending music going. So, that is it for tonight. A little bit of streaming, a little bit of Papa Frame. Just wanted to do the event and yeah, basically do it before it is too late, because I wanted to let everyone know that it's going on if you haven't played the game for a little bit. And actually, let me just go here and have a look, because we said we wanted to take a look at it and then we didn't. So let me have a look here. So Plague Star is currently running for another 1 day and 19 hours plus some minutes. If you want the exact time, check console. But if you want to get in on it, do it. You can definitely run it several times. If you have not done it before, I would highly suggest that you go after things like the Plague Source to begin with, because, as I said, the Plague Kiwa, Plague Bugwin Soul is one of my favorites personally, but there's a lot of good source, so it's not detrimental, but it is one I recommend. For the others, well, I would suggest getting at least one Cuddle Tendril and one Nog Brain if you haven't leveled up your Seed is Standing yet. And other than that, well, just get whatever you want, really. Make sure if you do buy the Arcanes or the Exodias that you get 10 of them, and that you're able to get 10 of them, so I would farm up the standing and then buy. Because if you don't get all 10, you're going to be missing out on power. So if you can't get it this time, I'll wait until Plague Star comes around next time, because it is a returning event. There's a while between them, but they do pop up again. Like I have played this event 3 times now, and at this point I'm basically just using it to gather Forma, which is really nice because it's not Forma blueprints, it is pre-made Forma, so you don't have to spend your potato seeds to make them, which is quite nice. But yeah, other than that, like this time I also did buy some what is it called, some Cuddle Tendrils, because I wanted to craft a new sword that required 2 of them. Not a new sword, a new amp. So yeah, that's also an option. I would suggest thinking about what it is you want to do with that. I already did, I already planned ahead, so I knew what I needed. I could buy all the fish parts that I need to make all the amps that I want to make, but the problem there is that if I do it, it would be the same as 4.5 Forma, and I'd rather have the 4.5 Forma. Well, just for the 1 amp that I decided to build, it was just a half of a Forma. Now, if I do have leftover standing, I'll probably spend it on Cetus Wisps, because I can always go and fish. Cetus Wisps I can always go and farm, but it takes longer to farm. So yeah. Anyways, that's enough of me babbling. Let me get going. Say thank you very much to everybody that showed up for the stream. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you again next time. For now, there's no other plans till next Friday, so keep an eye out on Mastodon and on Twitter to see when I am streaming next time. But it will probably be Friday. So, until then, take care and have a lovely weekend. Good night, everyone. Bye. Bye.